Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me and watch this video. Today we're gonna make something just a little bit different. We will make notebook cover as a purse. This is the reason why you see in here little chain. We will use this chain as a handle. We will use sticky notes or sticky pads. I got clasps in here and I have 3 different ones, but we will need to use only 2 of them, and I'm not sure which ones. I'm thinking I'm going to use either these or these, but I want to show you that they are different styles, so you can really use whatever you like. I also have little hearts that I purchased on Amazon, and they come in different colors. It's a bag with different colors in it. So it's really up to you what kind of clasps you want to use. I want to show you the option. So let me put this on the side. We will use a pack of legal pads. This is the one from Dollar Tree. It comes, this is actually one pad pack, but it comes in 3 different sections. And I know that some of you are from different countries, so you usually ask for dimensions. So the pad itself, it's 5 inches by 8 inches, and the thickness of it is 3/8 of an inch. So we will use one pad. We will use paper from this collection, Magical Thinking. I purchased this one from Michael's, and this one was displayed in my Michael's haul. So I think many of you got this collection, so this is the reason why I chose to use this one. And we will need chipboard. We will need 2 pieces, 8.5 by 6. We will need 1 piece, 1 by 3, and we will need 2 pieces, 1 by 8.5. We will also use black cardstock. This one is 12 by 12. So the chipboard that measures 1 by 3, we will trim. And what we're gonna do, I will mark right here 1.5 inch on both sides, and I will mark 1.5 inch on this side. Let me join those 2 marks, and you really don't have to be exact. And a matter of fact, you could change this dimension if you want. So I'm trying to create the little angle, and that will be the closure to our purse. So now I will cut this off. On both sides.
And this is how this piece looks like.
So now we're gonna take our cardstock and we will glue both pieces together. Okay. just like that. And now we will position our chipboard. So we will position the chipboard approximately 1 inch from the edge. I'm going to try to keep a border about 1 inch on all sides. So this will be the spine. Then this will be the back. We have another spine. And this will be the front. So we will position just like that. Now, if you don't have 12 by 12 black cardstock, you could use 8.5 by 11, but make sure that your joint where you glue together both pieces of cardstock, they will not be anywhere near those scores. You want the glued pieces to be somewhere on this large panel. So pay attention to that. So now we're gonna glue all these pieces just like that. Okay. And we place it right here. Now the spine, and my spine didn't cut nicely. So let me just trim it. So we are leaving approximately 1/8 of an inch space in between the chipboard, and make sure that you align your pieces straight. Okay, and the last piece. All right. So now, as you can see, we have a little bit too much of that cardstock, so we will trim this. So I will trim it, leaving approximately 1 inch. And I will do the same thing over here on this side. So it doesn't have to be exact. Okay. And now we have this front, which we also have to trim. Okay, so this is done. Now we need to score all around. And I think I'm gonna use this one. Okay. So we will score the cardstock. Okay. So now we will fold it over. And over here in the corners, we will fold it over also, just like that. So you're folding first to make that square, and then we're gonna fold this side. The same thing in here. We will do the same thing. And now we need to miter the corners. So the corners, we're gonna trim on the angle, and we're gonna leave a little bit of that cardstock by the corner. We wanna make sure that we can wrap this really nicely and we won't see the cardboard. Now over here on this side, wherever you see the score, you don't wanna cut on a score. You wanna cut it outside, on the outside of the score. Again, because we need to leave a little bit of that cardstock, just like that, by the corner. So when we fold it, these corners are wrapped nicely. And we will do the same thing on this side. So on the outside and little angle, and don't go all the way to the corner. On this side, we will do the same thing. Outside to the corner, but not all the way. And the same thing in here. We want to have a little bit of that cardstock left. So now we can glue all those sides. And make sure that all of it is stuck. Now the corners, I am running the spatula around it. I don't want them that sharp. And I normally try to put spatula against the edges, but because we are making purse, I am not gonna do that. I want a little bit softer look. And I see I forgot to miter this corner. So let's do that. Make sure that everything adheres. And now we will work on this side. So before you do anything, try to fold it just to make sure that you will have those nice corners. I'm pretty happy with these, so I'm just gluing that, because if you left too much cardstock by the corners, you want to trim this off just a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with what I have. And just to round them, I'm gonna run the spatula just like that around it. The same thing on this one. When I fold over, and this one didn't cut that nicely, I have something sticking out, so I will just trim it just a little bit. So now when I fold that, I will have that nice corner. So let's make sure that this is stuck. And we got one last side left. Okay. And we will squish this just like that. So now we will define our scores right here on both sides. We will just stretch that paper just a little bit. Don't cut the paper, don't push it too hard, just work it a little bit, just so this top layer gives in and creates this little groove. So now, as you can see, we can fold it, and this will be our purse, just like that. So now we, from the cardstock we got left, we will have to cut 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces to cover this not seam, but the space in between the cardstock. So the height will be 8 inches. And we will cut 4 strips about 1 inch wide. So we got 1, 2, and this one is a little bit wider, but you know, I am just gonna cut it in half. And we will place these strips just like that, just to cover those joints. And this opening that we are leaving, a little bit of an opening, it should be pretty much on the middle of this piece underneath, just like that. So now when you position this piece, pay attention to the top and the bottom. It should be approximately on the middle. So the distance right here and on the bottom, it should be about the same. So now we're gonna position the next piece. And you could run your spatula right here to redefine that score, just like that. Okay. So now we do the same thing on this side. So here's one piece. We're gonna redefine the score. Again, don't cut it, just push it a little bit in. And we're gonna do the same with this one. And we will redefine the middle, the score piece right here. So when we turn around and bend, we have just make sure that everything is stuck. And as you can see, my adhesive dried up. So I am gonna put extra. We do wanna make sure that this is all glued. Okay. And the little glue coming out, it doesn't matter, it dries clear. I do want to keep it nice and neat, but this will be covered with the paper anyway. So here is the shape of our little purse. So now we will cover outside and inside of this. So for the outside, I'm choosing to use this paper, and we will cut piece 5 3/4 and 5 3/4. And the height at 8 1/4. And one more 8 1/4. So that will be for the cover for the front and the back. So now we need to cut pieces for the spine and for this piece. So let's cut 8 1/4. That's the height, and we're gonna need to cut 2 pieces at 3/4 of an inch. And 1 piece 2 3/4. Now for the inside, I'm choosing this color, and again we will need 8 1/4 height, and then we need 2 pieces 5 3/4. Now from the leftover piece I will cut the height 8 1/4, and this piece measures 3 3/4, and I really need 2 3/4. So I got 1 piece left, 1 inch, and I'm gonna need 1 more piece, 1 inch. So actually we need 3/4 because our spine is 1 inch. So we got 3/4 and then 8 1/2 high. So we will trim this one also to 3/4, and it's going to be difficult to trim on that thing right here. So I am going to trim it right on this board. Instead of scoring, I'm cutting. Okay, this will do. So now we will decorate the front first. So this is the spine, another spine. This is for the flap, and this is for the back. Now, as you can see, this is really, we need to remove those corners. If you remember, we trimmed that 1 1/4 inch on both sides. So we're gonna do the same thing to this one. So this one is 2 3/4. So let's position this just like that, and we're gonna cut. And actually, you know, I think it would be easier to do it this way. If this has to cover, we can position this on the middle, and let's get, I'm trying to align the corner right here. So I am gonna mark about 1/8 of an inch from the end of this paper. And I will do that on both sides, about 1/8 of an inch. So my marks are right here. I will draw the line, or I can just cut it. And to make sure that both sides are even, I'm gonna place this square or this triangle on the other side, and I will make a little mark so I know where to cut. And I will do the same thing on this side, just to trim that corner. This way, both corners are cut the same way. So when we position this right here, it should fit perfect. So we can bend this and just double check. And I think I need to angle this one just a little bit more. Just like that. Let's reposition again. And you can see now it looks really nice. I think it does. Maybe a little angle here. So try it, trim it until you are happy with the result. So now we're gonna glue all these pieces. Okay, approximately 1/8 of an inch border all around on those three sides. So this one will be straight. And let's squish it to make sure that this adheres well. And as you can see, I put too much glue. So let's trim this. Okay. So this is the back. I'm gonna do the front next. So this is the flap. Okay, just like that. Okay. So now we're gonna do the back right here. Approximately 1/8 of an inch from the bottom, and you try to position this on the middle in between the scores. If you need to fold it and look at it, just so we position right on the middle. Okay, and now we can work on our spine. Too much glue. So now when I position the spine, I'm paying attention to the distance between both sides to make sure it's positioned on the middle, just like that. And we got one more spine left. Now I'm probably putting way too much glue in here. The opening is pretty big in this bottle, although I really like that bottle. Okay. All right. So our front is just about done. So this will be our little purse. Just like that. Although we will decorate this flap, but let's glue and cover the inside of this notebook cover. So we will position two big pieces. This one will be by the flap and our two spines, just like that. So 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. And let's squish it. So now I could do the middle. Okay. Let's distribute this glue. All right. And now we could position this just like that to see how we want to lay this down. Approximately 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. And now we can just mark it in here on both sides. And then we can just trim it on the angle. This will also work. Okay. So before we glue it, let's just check if we like it. And I need to round this corner in here. Just like that. And I think I'm going to position this just a tiny bit lower. Okay. Okay, just like that. All right. And now the spine. Okay. And one more on the opposite side. Just like that. Okay, so as I mentioned to you, we will put some decoration right here on this panel. And for that, I'm choosing different paper. So I think this will look really pretty right here. So I'm gonna cut this part out. Okay, and we need to cut this to, I'm gonna cut this to 8 1/4 because I do want to cover the entire bottom. Okay. So now when we position this in here, we will need to angle it. So to make the angle, I will cut here and here and here and here. So now we are creating that little angle on both sides. And I think I lost my mark, but that's all right. Here it is. Okay. So we're gonna cut it right here. And this piece I cut it a little short. I cut it a little short, so we're gonna have to redo this. Let's measure again. That was, I think, 8.5. It should be 8.5. So we need to cut 8 3/8. I think I have another sheet because I really do like this design. Okay. So now I will double check and triple check. 8 3/8. Okay. 8 3/8. I want the whole moon. So I will trim it from both sides. All right. So now we will mark this again. And you can cover as much or as little as you want. So just position however you want it. And then put your little marks where you want the cut. Okay, let's trim this again. So I have not made this previously. I'm designing as I go. So you can always tweak your design, change your design. It's your design. You can make however you want it, or your project. So now we will position, and I don't like it the way it looks. So I will trim this just a little bit. Let's test that. Okay. And I need to cut a little bit from the bottom. This piece is just a little bit too wide for the look I'm going for. All right, so now we need to angle a little bit more. So let's try this. This I like. And this we need to angle here. Okay, let's see. And I am pretty happy with this. Okay. All right. Okay. So now when we fold this, this will be our front. And I think it's coming out really, really cute. So now we need to make 2 little holes on both sides for our handle, our bag handle. So I will use this, and I'm trying to position this on the middle. Okay, I got one hole. And here's the next one. right? So let's see. I think I'm gonna use this. For our handle. And now we will glue our notepad, and I will make a removable notepad. So I got some of this left, so I will just put it all the way on the back, just like that, with the wrong side facing you. We will fold this over, and now we're gonna pull it just a little bit, just to make it easy for us to replace that notepad, notebook. Okay, now we need to glue it up to here. So let's apply the glue. Don't put too much glue on the outside of this border, because you don't want to glue the notebook. Okay, so now we can glue this just like that. And I'm gluing this towards this side because we will put pen, pencil right on this side in here. So let's apply the glue, and again, don't go too close to the edges. You could go closer on the sides, but not on the bottom and the top, because you don't want to glue that notepad into your removable piece. Okay, so now we're gonna squish this just like that, and our little bag, you can already see that is coming along. So now for this side, I am gonna make a little pocket, but in addition to the pocket, we will put little sticky notes, because I think sticky notes are always really, really handy. And before we put them, let's see which paper we want to pick from this collection. As you can see, this is really beautiful paper. So, but I think I'm gonna choose this one. It's gonna match the notepads or the sticky pads. So the packet that we will make, I want to make it a little bit bigger, just so we can still have a room for our sticky notes right here. So I am gonna make packet approximately 3.5 inches. So we will cut this paper to 4 inches. And then for the height, I will cut 9¼ Okay, so now we will score on 3 sides. So we will score 1/2 inch, turn it to the side, 1/2 inch, turn it to the third side, and 1/2 inch. So let's fold all our scores and burnish them. And now we need to miter the corners, and I will go straight across where all those corners meet on both sides. And over here we will just create little V. So we're cutting from the score on an angle to the end of the paper, and that will be our packet. So let's apply the glue first on the bottom. And again, not too much glue because you don't want to glue that packet all the way. And when I position it, I don't want to see any pink from the bottom. So we will glue it just like that. So you see, it's nice, clean, and crisp edge. Now we can put the glue on the flaps. And again, not too much glue because you don't want to glue the packet. You don't want to glue the packet itself. So, okay. I think this looks adorable as it is. You could leave it just like that if that's what you like. I think that little notepads would be a really nice addition. And I think I'm gonna put green one and pink one like this. And I will glue them because if you need to replace them, the backing is really so thin that you can just glue it on top of it, on top of that last backing. So, and let's make sure we are gluing the right way. I think this would be beautiful gift for a teacher even. Somebody who works in an office, a teacher. I think this is just adorable. And there is really, I don't think there's anything like that on the market. So that would be truly unique gift. You know, end of the school year is coming, so gift for a teacher, I think it would be a great idea. So this page, I do want to keep it simple. If you want to decorate this front, you could. I just think it would be too much. I prefer a little bit more of a plain look. So over here you have a packet. You can always put something in. And now we will work on a little holder for the pencil. And we have this little piece left. So I will cut this piece too. I like 2 inches. by 2.5. And now we can score. So I have the 2.5 inch side right here, and we will score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, and 2. We will fold this over and we will glue it together just like that. And that will be the pencil holder or pen holder. Okay. Let's squish this on both sides. And before I glue the pen or pencil, I like to really see it where I wanted to position this, but we have plenty of room, so you should have no problem. And I think I'm gonna use one of my gel pens. So I think I want to position on the middle somewhere like this. So the side where we have two pieces glued together, this is where I'm applying the glue. And we glue it right here on the middle. Let's make sure this adheres. And here is our place for the pen. And I think this looks adorable. Now, originally I thought maybe we can put different type of closure in here. My concern was that if we put little handle in here, this is the top of our purse. So I was afraid that this will open up. So I decided to use actually Velcro. I think it will hold much, much better. So I will place it maybe here and one here. Then we're going to position one on the top with the adhesive towards the top. So now when we close this, let's make sure that the Velcro adheres. The first time you open it, be careful because you don't want to tear this Velcro from the paper. So let's make sure this adheres. So now when you close it, I think this is very cute. And this is where we will apply this chain. I bought this one. I believe I purchased this one in Michael's, but I know that Walmart has chains. What you need to look for is a chain that you can actually open up those little eyes right here. You want to be able to open this up because we need to connect this to those clasps. So I am just gonna open this, and we can open it just by simply twisting a little bit. And this one, it has double link, I don't think I have to use double link. I'm gonna remove one and just keep one. You could use double if you like, or whichever chain you're gonna be able to find. So we're gonna position in here, and I'm gonna put it through the loop, and now we will close it. Just like this. And we have one done. So it really depends how big you want this handle. I think I want it more for a look than anything else. So let's make sure this is not really twisted. And I think that's gonna be enough. So let's open this link on this side. So here is one. And this is the other one. Okay. So we won't need this. Now I'm going to put this one back. And again, around this clasp. And let's close it. Okay. Here is our little purse. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like this project. If you do, please hit like, comment, share and subscribe. I would really appreciate this. Really helps my channel grow. And I think this came out just adorable. I think this would be beautiful gift. You know, if you have small greeting card, thank you card, you can always stack it right in here. If this is gift for someone, I think it's just adorable. I hope you think the same thing. So now we can close it. And here is our little bag. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon in my next video.